it is
Yeah.
what it is, like, really. And to me, that, bringing me to a point where the opposite of FOMO, fear of missing out,
Mm-hmm.
is JOMO. It feels
Mm-hmm.
kind of silly saying these things, but the joy of missing out, being intentional about being like, okay, you know what? This is my time to shut my phone down, get off social media, and just be okay with whatever is happening out there in the world and be focused on what's happening inside, you
Listen,
know,
so oh my goodness.
and
So
being present for all the feels,
it,
whatever that actually feels like for
mhm.
me,
So
you know?
that's you just described me.
Mm,
I discovered a form of solitude that was addictive,
wow.
and it was joy. It was literally the joy of missing out.
Wow.
I
Hmm.
I you know I can't. You basically described it just now with that. I got so much joy in my life that I don't have to share. I enjoy it because it's my joy. You
Right.
get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Even if my friends and family involved in it, I don't have to publicize.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what I wanted to clear up too. A lot of people was kind of confused. And when I was saying, I'm not private, I'm just not public.
Mm.
But I should have elaborated and said, I just don't publicize my life.
Right.
That's it. But most people think if you're not online,
It didn't happen.
not only it didn't happen, you don't have any joy.
You're not
You
happy.
you not happy.
You're not
Yeah.
living.
You ain't even living. You ain't, I mean, what's your social media look like? You ain't even living. People assume that even with business, like, oh, you must not be making no money or this and that. And it's like, you can't think that small to think that everybody that's not online, or even the people that's online and maybe don't post, they may be having a time of their life not being, just being a fan, not playing in that, but just sitting on the sidelines and just looking.
Yeah, the freedom and liberation that
Oh,
that lends.
yes, yes. So with that, and I'm gonna speak on, my experience. I want you to kind of speak on yours. That's why I was reluctant to do this, even on YouTube, because I'm addicted to so much of the joy that I have, my solitude, learning who I am. I tell people all the time, you're never single. You always have that complicated relationship with yourself.
Right.
So, me learning myself and learning different skills or strengthening my skills, or, reading whatever I want to read without the form of oppression, the form of opinion. I'm able to just do whatever. I used to tell my students, I don't have no haters. They can't see me. Like, I don't like it, so when you go out there, it's almost like putting yourself on the chopping block for things that, if it's unnecessary, if you don't have to do it, why do it?
Yeah. Well, you're making yourself vulnerable, and
Yeah.
and because of that, you have to determine whether or not the internet is a safe space for you.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a safe space? Are you going to be adversely impacted by the comments? One of the professionals that I follow, Brene Brown, was she shared an experience that she just felt so awful. She did a TED talk and thought she did a great job, and looked at the comments, and there was all this negativity there, and it just really broke her down and put her in a state of depression and just, serious sadness as a result of those comments. And, I think she was actually interviewing with Oprah at the time, and she was like, dear, you never read the comments. Well, she didn't know that, and you realize, like, okay, at that point, reading those comments and being exposed and being vulnerable on YouTube for her TED talk, that's not a safe space for her, and so you've got to really gauge and decide, do I want to expose myself and make myself openly vulnerable to comments about your hair, comments about your shirt that you have on, or, just really being critiqued about everything except the content of what you're talking
the
about.
message.
Yeah. Yeah. And so it's a thin line,
So I'm interested in, for you personally, because I know you on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like you're vulnerable?
I don't tend to post a whole lot of personal stuff. I post pictures of my family and friends. When if I'm out somewhere, I like to repost, things that friends are having events and that kind of stuff.
But well, everything about a person is personable. What I mean by that, you know, you could do a headshot and people be like, well, why your hair?
Yeah.
Basically what you're saying, anything of your likeness, you're vulnerable. Like it don't have to be nothing deep personal. It could be, you could show a shoe and be like, I hate this shoe. You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying with you being on there, it's a level of vulnerability, and it's a potential of you know, somebody saying something that, because people don't realize it's judgment, but judgment can also be, I like your shirt. People love that judgment, but they don't like the, well, why you got that shirt on?
Yeah.
You know, so with you, I'm just curious, your perspective with you being on there, do you feel vulnerable?
Not always. You know, I mean, not always, but I mean,
not always.
No.
Elaborate. Like when you do feel vulnerable, when is that? I guess when I'm asking.
Sometimes when I make a post, just a thought that may have come to my mind, you know, and I'm like, sometimes I'm asking myself, does that make sense? You know, and sometimes I either decide to post based on me deciding if it makes sense, or not post it because that doesn't make too much sense, you know. I'm at a point now where I don't really care how many likes I get, you know.
But you do care. You do. Like if I was to get back on, I would care. I mean, I'm you know, like I said, I'm not no fronter in terms of, you know, I'm just being very transparent. But to get a like or to get a positive judgment is a certain level of dopamine, a reward. Yeah. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's just, you know, it is what it is, you know. So when you say you don't care as much, elaborate. You still care. Is that the reason why, like, you kind of still on there for that little, you know, times? And it could be friends and family. It doesn't have to be just, you know, it could be, you know.
I don't know what I feel like the spotlight is on me. I don't know. I mean, it is. I mean, it's not that deep for me. And there are times when I just delete Facebook off my phone just to keep it from distracting me. And times when I do post, it's just that, you know, it's a thought that perhaps somebody else agrees with or, you know, is interested in. So, you know, more information sharing.
And I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
Well,
yeah, but I'm genuinely curious. So like, take for instance, when you delete it off, I definitely went through that stage where I made it, deactivated it, activate. Okay. What makes you get back on?
Curiosity. You know, I'm like,
FOMO.
Hey, FOMO. Fear of missing out.
Hey, did you enjoy that video? I hope you did. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and also send me an email to technicallyspoken@gmail.com. I'm trying to build a community. I want to know who all want to be part of the community. All right. Peace.